Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of the Beginner's Guide. I'm once again in a country park, just running through the park, or currently walking as I talk you through this video. But what are the common obstacles you might face when running? Well, there's quite a lot, there's quite a long list. Temperature being one. So if it's too cold, you might not be motivated to get out the house, or likewise, if it's too hot, you might not want to get out the house either. Worried about maybe dehydrating or just hating the feeling of sweating. So it could be temperature. Lack of clothing. So if you don't have appropriate clothing, that also might be a deterrent for you running. Let's look at this lake over here. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Got a nice frozen lake here. Very icy out today. I don't know what temperature it is, but it's quite cold. But yeah, clothing is an issue. A lot of you will find when you start running the first time, you'll get back to your house and you'll be coughing a lot. So you'll be coughing up your guts, literally, and you'll be thinking to yourself, this doesn't feel right, this is alien to me, this is not normal, I shouldn't be coughing like this. Unless you're vomiting or struggling to breathe, I'd say it's quite typical when you're starting out with running that you'll be coughing quite a lot, and you might be feeling sick as well. Make sure you don't eat within an hour of running. There's definitely advice that I would give. But even if you're feeling sick from your first go of running, I wouldn't allow that to put you off running. The more and more you do it, that will naturally go, and that you'll find that the sickness and the coughing actually goes quite quickly. Obviously, if you're a bit heavier, then it might take a little bit longer to get over that stage in comparison to if you're lighter. But there are a lot of lightweight people who have really poor fitness, so they still might struggle. So yeah, but another obstacle you might find is you might feel that there's just nowhere to run nearby. Maybe you live next to an A road, motorway, there's a lot of pollution in a major city, but they're all excuses, because you can go to a gym, run on the treadmill. It might not be the best for everyone, but it's a start. Also, if you commute to work, you could pack running clothes and get changed in your office and have a shower, things like that. Not the most appealing to me, but it is a way of getting around it. So there are always options. Just driving somewhere to a country park or your local park, running around there. Always options as well if you can and you've got access to a car. If not, jump on a bus, pick a location and run around that location. Sometimes I find the better the scenery, the more the incentive is to run. Another obstacle, injuries. You might find that every single time you get going, you get another injury. And it can be quite frustrating, and you go maybe to yourself, maybe running isn't for me. But it all comes down to the load you're putting on your body when you're running, the strain, the intensity, all things like that play a part. Are you stretching before and after a run? Seems very trivial and it's quite boring stretching, let's be honest, but it needs to be done. Are you foam rolling? Possibly get a foam roller. You also might be getting injuries, not from the running itself, but actually from office work. If you sit down a lot at a desk, you might find that you're getting a lot of knee injuries when you're running. Now that's an issue that I've always had. It's knee injuries and shin injuries. And that's literally just from sitting down most of the day when you're working. And when you go for a run, you're going from no intensity to very high intensity, and your body's struggling to adjust. So how can you caveat that? Well, you need more strength training in your legs. So just get some cheap resistance bands off the internet, and you can start doing squats and various different exercises with those resistance bands to improve that leg strength. Also at the gym, the exercises where you're pushing against the plate, so you're pushing your legs against the plate, that will also help build up that muscle strength in your legs. And you know, building up your leg strength, it's not a 1 week job. That takes a little bit more time than that. But a lot of people who tend to run longer distances say the strength training is actually very important in their running program. So that could be another obstacle that you might face. You might have had things like dehydrating on runs, feeling sick on runs. Some people find it better to eat in the morning, wait an hour to an hour and a half before they run. Others feel very heavy when they do that, so they prefer not to eat. They just drink a little bit of water when they get up, and then they just go out for a run. So each to their own. Everyone has their different strategies of getting over that. Some people like to eat light, maybe like a banana or something like that. I always find that eating like toast or like peanut butter on toast or something like that is better for like a half marathon or a marathon distance, not for a short 5k to 8k, because you do feel a little bit too heavy, and by the time you feel lighter, the run's already complete. So they're all things to think about. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I'm still walking around in this country park. That's my watch going off because I haven't stopped it. I'm actually just trying to get in some zone 1 walking. Seems trivial because zone 1 walking, I know this is a beginner's video, you'll learn about zones, heart rate zones, in later videos, but I'm just getting out some zone 1 training. For context, most runs you'll do will be in heart rate zone 3. Your high intensity runs will be in heart rate zone 4 and 5. I don't know if you can see the squirrel behind this tree. Oh, he's hidden now, he's hidden away. There was a squirrel in that tree. Oh no, he's hiding. Bit camera shy. But yeah, you'll learn about heart rate zones in another video, but that's just a little bit of background as to what I'm doing. I'm about to kick off with another run in a sec. I'm literally just showing some scenery. It's nice to get out in nature every so often. But yeah, common obstacles that you might find. I'd say they're the main ones. But yeah, that's it I think for today's video, and I'll catch you in the next one.